computer. All right, we're live on the YouTube, and now what we're going to be doing on the YouTube, because I'm going to be posting this to YouTube, Hanalei. Wow, we're going to be all over. All right, here we go. Can we do a 3, 2, 1?
Meow.
We'll do it.
Meow. Meow.
Unstoppable family, welcome to the podcast. This is Confessions of a 11-year-old dropout, the pros, the cons, what it's like to travel the world, schools, friends, business, anything that you want to talk about. So welcome to our podcast, and we're going to get kicked off right away. This is Hanalei Swan. I'm the unstoppable dad of the Unstoppable family, and I'm sitting with my 11-year-old
Hanalei Swan.
And we're going to be coming at you. We're all over the streams of social media right now, broadcasting this. So if you're listening on the podcast, listen up and keep your eyes on the road. Okay,
so
here we go.
Let's get started.
Let's go.
Basically who I am is I'm Hanalei Swan, the creator of HF Styles, a socially conscious fashion brand, and Unstoppable Kids, an inspirational kids movement. And I'm a fashion designer, artist, international speaker, and I want to change the world. And so how this all started was, I can sum it up since I know he's going to take a while to explain it, that my parents lost everything. They read the 4-Hour Work Week, and they decided to start traveling. And so they called us crazy, they called us insane. And so the one thing that was amazing about living with them is that they gave me the choice. They gave me the choice on what I wanted to do. They said, even when I was like, 2 or 3, they said, do you want to go to school or do you want to homeschool? And I always said, I want to go to school. Because I am a social person, but I'm also a couch potato, and I love to stay by myself. And so they always gave me that choice, and that's what I loved. So I chose, I want to go to school. So I would be able to be around friends. I would be able to learn, and they wouldn't have to teach me or anything like that. And so maybe a year ago, let me get into this since I know you're going to take a while.
Oh my gosh, she may be 11, but she knows what she wants.
And so recently when I was 10, I'm 11 now. And so I decided I want to just start doing homeschooling, because what would happen when I was in school, I would come back and be super tired and not be able to do any of my art, not be able to do any of my designs because I was tired or I had to do homework. And so that never left me any time to do my passion. And so I kept on getting drained from what I wanted to do and what I wanted to truly be. And so suddenly enough, I stopped doing my lives. I stopped doing my videos. I still have to get back on my videos. I'm very sorry for any of you guys who watch.
But we're making up for it right now.
And so I stopped doing everything. I stopped sharing my content. I stopped doing what I loved. And so I just stopped becoming me. And I realized it was because of other people who were either dragging me down, because I would ask them, like, the one thing that I loved about the one thing that I didn't like about going to school is that one time I would either be in a certain school that, let's say, learned the ABCs already. And then in another school, they haven't learned it yet. And in another school, they already learned it. So I'm relearning or I'm not learning it. And so that either decreased me in my spelling, or that decreased me in my math or any of my work. And so whenever I would either ask some of my friends or ask them, hey, can you help me spell this word? I'm trying to write something. They're like, oh, I know how to spell this word. I can do all this. And so that kind of decreased my self-value for myself, because I'm like, if they can do something like that and I can't, that means they're better than me. And so then I started to be called either the dumb one,
Okay.
or I started to become the person who couldn't do a lot of things, the person who got made fun of in front of teachers. And so that started to decrease my value and started to make me feel, if people I know in person call me dumb, if I do videos, will they call me dumb? And so then it was me putting on a mask every day and becoming that character that would laugh at jokes that people made in front of me, that they made of me. And so I put on this mask all the time, and I didn't.
And let me just share on this, because I'm hearing it from a different point of view, and this is really cool because we're talking about bullying here, and you actually didn't share with this. You kept it under the covers for over a year before you had a breakdown with us. And shared this.
And it was just.
Is anybody? Yeah, keep going.
It was completely self-draining. Even though I'm like, I'm fine with it, I don't care about it. And like, of course, my parents taught me, don't care what people think of you. They don't have anything to say that is going to help you, or they not help me. I'm sorry, I missaid that. They don't have no one's opinions can affect you. And so, of course, that's how I thought of it. But having that go through me every day, without me physically knowing, it was making me not do stuff I love to do. Because maybe I was the weird one, and they would see my videos and they would call me dumb online, and then other people would say I'm dumb. Yeah. And so then it kind of kept on going until one night I just threw it all out.
Yeah.
And that was the day where I'm like, I can't do this any longer. I need help. And so wait, can I continue? Because I have more stuff to say, and I want to keep on track.
You got it.
And so I realized after that, other people go through this.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing that other people other than me had to deal with that every day, I felt horrible about it. And so that's why I want to be able to change people in the way they think. Show them that they are amazing in what they do, and that their passion, all of us is born with a spark inside of us. It is brighter than the sun. And so as we grow up, either with our parents, either with our friends, our bullies, they start to decrease our spark. They either start to put you down in a way where they say, oh, that's not a suitable job for anyone. Oh, maybe you shouldn't do art. Just get a normal job. You'll get more money, but you'll be secretly sad inside and no one will know. And so that spark starts to dim inside of us. It starts to go out. It starts to fade away because people keep on telling us that you're not good enough. You're ugly. You're dumb. And so my spark was slowly dimming until that one day where I told my parents. And why I wasn't telling my parents beforehand is because I didn't want them to feel my pain. I did not want to give someone that feeling. I didn't want to hurt anyone, but slowly that was dragging onto myself. But you should know that you can lean on someone that is stronger than you. You can give them a little of your life. And so after that night,
This was about 1.5 years ago,
yeah.
Just to give you a time reference on this.
And so then I'm like, I can't be around these people. I can't associate myself with this energy. And so I switched schools. I slowly started feeling it again and decided maybe I should do homeschooling because I found out that everyone learns in a different way. And so we all learn in either a structured way, a flow way, a class way, or an artistic way, or anything like that. And so being able to learn from home, I want to find out what is my way of learning. And I've gotten better with my self-confidence, my speaking, because with my parents, they're either amazing at speaking or they're amazing at business, and that's something I want to improve on. The people you associate yourself with is the people you become. If you spend time around lazy people, you become lazy. If you spend time around intelligent people, you'll become intelligent. And so whoever you want to become, associate yourself with them. And so after I went out of school, I slowly started to do more lives, do more videos, draw, work at my studio, everything that I loved and I missed. I'm going to let you go on for this since I know how much you want to speak.
No, you know what, and I gotta share this with everyone. This was a live that I was like, Hanalei, I want you to be on Unstoppable Family. And she goes, what do you want to talk about? And I said, your life stories. So this wasn't rehearsed at all. She basically sat down and she's just giving this.
I was actually 20 minutes late.
She was 20 minutes late, so she's in trouble, but let me know if we should forgive her. I think we will. I think it's a very important subject. We knew that there was a bullying going on, and if you guys can relate, let's hear it from you, because it's not just it happens everywhere. It's a huge topic, and we knew something was happening. There was a switch that when you stopped doing the lives, you stopped doing video, because she's been on video since you were born, because you've been traveling in the world, and that's another thing. It's like you've been able to share your voice. But
they always gave me an option, though.
Yeah.
They always said, do you either want to be on video, or do you want to draw, or do you want to go to school and get a job? And so I'm like, I want to do a video and I want to draw. I want to create my own lifestyle. And so that's what I loved, is that they always gave me the choice to do what I want, because I could be this kid who's still in school and they would have been fine with that.
Yeah.
Or I could be this kid going to college or something like that. I'm not saying I'm not going to go to college. I don't know yet. But I get to choose. And so that gives me more confidence in what I want to do.
Absolutely. Yeah. And, it's one of the things when we started our travels, because she was 1 year old when we decided we lost everything financially. And we were at a point in our life, like, what do we do? Do we we're living in San Diego. Do we rebuild, or do we go travel and live our passions now? And it was from my father passing away. Now it's been 27 years, but he died of AIDS. And it was from that moment to where I knew that we all have expiration dates on our life. And if we don't do it now, when will we? And so we made that decision, which seemed like the weirdest thing. Everybody thought we were crazy, which we are crazy. I guess we're crazy to most people. In our own way. And a lot of people, I remember on Facebook, and this was before Instagram, but like on Facebook, like, how could you do this to your 1 year old? She's not going to have friends. She's not going to have a home. Can I touch a little on that? I'm going to, but I'm like, see if I don't get any words in, then I don't get to do it. But the big thing was when we did it was that if it doesn't feel right, we can always change. And we will always ask, even if she was 1, obviously she doesn't have that. But when she was 3, 4, we just started asking her. And if it doesn't feel right, make a change, but go with your heart, go with your gut on what feels right. And we've done that all of our time with you. And now she's 11 and she's going to take it for, I don't know how long. You roll with it, honey.
Yeah. And so to touch a little bit about when we were leaving, they called us crazy. They told my parents that your child will never know love. She'll never have friends. And of course, in their mind, the way of living was staying in the same country, going to school, growing up, getting a job, before that go to college, and then have a family and stay in the same place. But everyone makes their own life, really. They are able to change what they want to change. And so when we decided to leave, when they decided to leave and they brought me, I didn't have a choice in that. But they called us crazy and they called us all of these things. And so now I finally realized when they say, I'll never have a family, I'll never know love. In their point of view, love and family and friends was friends that you grew up with, friends that you've been with all your life, friends that stayed in the same house with you for years. And so we found our way of friends where I would travel somewhere, and with the amazing place of the internet, I would make friends like that were with me, and then I would ask them for their social. And so then we would stay connected, and we still talk to this day. And so I found my own way of love, and I found my own way of friendship. I have friends all around the world, and I get to visit them every time I go back. And for me, that's how I know love. That's how I know friends, because that's all I've ever known. My home is the world. My family is the people I associate myself with. My friends are people I meet.
Yeah, it's a whole different way of thinking. And, it's evolving. Like when we started, there was no such thing as a digital nomad. And now it's just a common thing. Like, I guess when you also think about when the first car was created, everybody, like, what is that car? Everybody wanted a faster horse. Things are evolving. And, for us, for me, we're like, kids should start brands now. We don't push her on any of the business that you're seeing. She rolls with it. And if something, one of the
things. And the
things,
thing is that they help me with.
Okay.
So they help me with the business side, and I do the creative side. And one of the things that I love about DeMartini is that he says that do what you love, and that brings you your highest values. Associate yourself with your highest values. And for the things that you don't personally love, make someone else do it, because everyone loves different things. So outsource. And so I want to learn business, and I want to learn about business. Right now I don't know much about it, but my parents are in love with the business. They've been doing it all their life. And so they are helping me with the business side, and they don't know much about creative, like designing and all of that. And that's my favorite thing to do. And so we're helping each other doing what we love. And then I get to learn something new. I get to learn more about business. I get to be around people. And so, yeah, there's a little bit of that. You want to add something in, Dad? You're in the background? Because I know how much you want to talk right now.
Our battery's about ready to go up.
Yeah.
But no, it's a team effort. It's a strange, I wouldn't say strange, it's actually pretty normal to us. I mean, instead of you going to school for the last 34 days, you traveled to Colorado.
I'm still jet lagged.
But I believe that's like the best schooling. She went to, Hanalei and Rhonda, they went to Colorado. Yeah. You got to style.
Our adventures are amazing.
Well,
and we got to go to
think about that. Think about this. Like, we were neighbors with
Jamie Anderson.
She's a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. She was our neighbor in Lake Tahoe before she won the gold the first time. Yeah. And now you got to actually style her in your own fashion collections, and it was like a friend. So
Yeah.
like no matter where we travel, it's
more than friends, it's family.
it's
We don't
family.
have that much family. So we've made family throughout the world. And we've made people like Jabril, I call my uncle. Nathan, I call him my uncle. Like Hannah, like all these people, they have known me since I was born, and so that's who I call my family. And we get to see them whenever we're traveling. And so I always have a little bit of travel, family, and friends with me at all time.
Yeah. Well, so we're hitting a lot of the pros.
Yeah.
What would we talked about cons, because with light there's dark.
And another con
Yeah.
with not going to school is that I barely get out of the house and I don't see anyone usually.
Yeah.
So I don't get to see my friends often. After this call, I'm actually jumping on the motorbike to see some of my old friends from school. And that the social life is not that big anymore.
Yeah.
And not being able to hang out as much, since I used to see my friends every day. But I get to do what I love, and that's what makes me happy. And of course, I have my close friends now, the friends that I've narrowed down, that have been with me through trial and error, time to time, that support me in what I do. And so I've kind of narrowed my friends down to people I can trust.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So it's a choice too on you being able to see
Yeah.
who you want to see.
Yeah.
Right. No. And I think in that one of the things that with our family, we have to keep it very tight. We travel, but the people that we really associate, we call it, it's like an inner circle.
Yeah.
And so you're doing that, and it's it's one of those things. I think the biggest thing is we have choice now. It's always been. I think of, for a lot of the people probably are, let's say my age, family people, married. When we were growing up, what it was that we had our superiors, and they told us, learn from me. We go to a school, and what does the school does? They prep you. It's a system that preps you to go to university. Now, if you don't go to university, well then, you're not up in the big leagues. Things are breaking down. And now we're, in Rhonda, she got her master's degree. I got my robotics engineering degree. So we were big on school. Now I'm telling Hanalei, this may be very controversial to you guys that are listening. I don't know. But it doesn't really matter, because we can only control our own opinions.
Yeah.
But like when Hanalei asks me, she'll come and she's like, let's do some homework together. I'm like, all right. She goes, should I do this? And I'm like, no, that's worthless. You can look it up on Google. Oh, no, that's worthless. That you can look that up on Google.
And the funny thing is that we have a session almost every Friday. And I go over there. He gives me a page to do. I work on it. I ask him a couple questions, like, can you help me? After every single session, the sentence he always says to me is, this is the most useless thing you'll ever use in your life. You'll never need to use this. The only thing you need to know is that everything you want to learn is in the back of your pocket. And that's how every session ends.
Well, and you have to know you're reading, you're writing.
No, of course, but like, who knows algebra?
No.
What is algebra?
Right. Well, it's like, I was a robotics engineer, and the stuff I learned in university, I didn't have to use any of the stuff I learned at university. It was all I learned was in high school, and that was a heavy duty robotics engineer. Well, so for that.
But the thing is, with these skills, they encourage problem solving. They help you learn on either what you want to do, or if you want to be, let's say, a robotics engineer, you want to learn more math. You want to be able to learn structures, all of that. If you want to be an architect, you have to learn measurement. You have to learn the tools that you need to use to make buildings. You have to learn plans. But imagine if someone wanted to be a ballerina, and I'm just choosing a random thing. They don't need to learn what a astronaut needs to learn. And one thing that once I got in an argument with one of my old friends, and she said, I was just talking about this, and she's like, no, but you need to learn this. I'm like, I get to have a choice. I get to learn what I need to learn because I need to learn measurements for fashion. I need to learn prototypes. I need to learn all these things. And she's like, but in my school, we learn all of that beforehand. And then once you're in college, you get to choose what you want to do. And so I'm like, but isn't that a waste of your life and time? Because if you're a astronaut, no, not astronaut.
There's not too many astronauts out there.
If you're a, let's say, I'm going to use ballerina again. If you're a ballerina, do you need to learn how big this is or all of this stuff? Or do you need to learn how to make a spaceship? No, you don't. You need to learn choreography. You need to learn music. But I get to have a choice. And so getting to have a choice instead of wasting your time and doing things that you don't need to do.
Yeah. And in memorizing, and when I was growing up, being an artist was like not cool because
you won't make a living off
there was
of it.
nothing. Yeah. What do you hear? You hear of starving artists. Now, the world that we live in, oh, you're an artist. Oh, you're an entrepreneur. Oh, you're this. It's changing. It's just what it is. And you can get mad at it or you can adapt to it. And, what I find, Rhonda and myself, we find it, I think it's really horrible. Like when parents, they're like, they don't let their kids onto social media. What they're doing is they're hindering, they're thinking that there's something bad. This is the way it's moving. Like it or not, it's happening. It's just like if you don't want to, drive in a car, there's going to be cars. It's happening. You either move forward with it or not. And when they keep them from the social media, and if the kids don't want to, then that's fine. But if you deliberately keep them from them, and they're and you can help monitor it.
You're keeping them from the world.
It is, and it's just the way it is, and it's only moving faster and faster and faster.
And
what would you say? Let's do it. Let's do this. We've been rapping for a while. If you guys are digging this, please share this, on the podcast and let us know what your thoughts are too in comments, reviews. Are we just this crazy family? Are we whacked out? I don't know. But we're, the biggest thing I see is that if it's not feeling right, we always change. Let me ask you, okay, we're talking about the pros and cons. What would you say the biggest pro? What's the biggest, best thing that you love of being?
That I get to do what I want. I get to learn what I need to learn. And when I was in Fashion Week, I had a realization. I need to learn how to make prototypes. I need to learn how to draw. I need to learn how to do all this. And it's not because I was forced. That's what I need to learn, is that if there was something missing. There was a void. And so that makes me want to learn it since I feel enthusiastic. And the worst thing I would say, since I know you're going to ask that next, and then we can end it off.
No, I think we keep on going. People are digging it. We're getting comments and stuff.
But I also have an appointment with one of my friends 3 minutes ago. So, but yeah, I love doing this. I don't know where I was going with that. But the worst thing is that not being in a social life as much. And I miss the aspect of being around people all the time. But I feel like it was a great episode today. And thank you for making me come on this. And
I made you? I didn't make you. I asked you, would you be
didn't have the choice.
Did I force you here? No, so this is part of the Unstoppable family. I'm like, would you join me? And what I want to share with you guys is that this is one of the things that I've learned is to actually learn from you. And not just my daughter, but all of kids. And I think it's it's a thing to where we're not superiors. How did we ever even get that word to begin with, right? I think if we really started to learn from our children and release our baggage, we're going to be much more ahead, because the kids nowadays, they're more switched on, tuned into the world than we were at this time. And, you know, as they say, kids are, I butchered it, but the kids are the future. So make a brighter day.
Yeah.
If you guys got some value, man, continue to dig our podcast.
Yeah. And please
YouTube.
share on Facebook and reach this message to more people around the world. And if you love this, give us a little share, give us some hearts. If you're listening to the podcast, give us a 5-star, something cool like that. Give us a review, like that would be cool. I would like that. So thank you everyone for listening. I'm Hanalei Swan, and
I am Brian Swan.
And be
unstoppable.
Bye.
Yeah. And we are off on here. So I wanted to end it with the podcast, but we wanted to, because we're not as communicative. If you guys, okay, so for Facebook and YouTube here, because we're both going on Facebook and YouTube right now, I would love, there's people interacting, and I want to read some of the comments and stuff. People are digging it.
I actually really need to grab some water. My throat is
Here,
dried up.
I got some water for you. Check this big old drinking thing. What is, share with us. I would love to hear it. You guys are awesome. Thank you, Mel. And I'm gonna, since we're on YouTube here, I'm gonna close out YouTube, say goodbye YouTube and all the things, and we're also gonna put this on. Actually, we're already on Facebook. All right, later.
Bye.
Peace, be unsolved.